Hi, I'm Nathan Thornberry, and I get questions about my tonal all the time. Today I posted it on my Facebook account, and I got over 100 messages, direct messages, into my box, along with, we're probably on 30 comments on the thread already. And people see the tonal, but they haven't been able to try it out. And I just want to tell you real quick how efficient it makes your workout. And one little concern I have for you if you're thinking about buying this machine. In another video I went over the cost, but basically it's $3,000 plus $500 for all the accessories, plus $500 subscription for the first year, plus $500 or $600 in delivery and installation. Woo! This thing is like, $4,000 or $5,000. It's a substantial investment. And you look at this thing and it's nice and heavy. And it's permanently installed on your wall. It's aesthetically all right. Here's the challenge. The way that they're selling it, there can't be a huge amount of margin in that sale. So they're playing on subscription model service, which is very popular in business and our culture these days. But what happens when this thing has a problem in a few years? What happens if they're out of business? We're talking about a company that is very, very highly funded, and that's good, but at the same time, they're funding something that isn't altogether hugely profitable. I wish instead of offering just a plan to watch some people show you how to work out, I wish they had a plan that, covered any breaking of the unit, any malfunctions. And just as a guy that's in the service contract space with a couple million customers out there, and we're responsible for their roofs, their furnaces, their air conditioning systems, all their appliances in their kitchen, that's a huge challenge every single day. And it takes hundreds of people in our call center, thousands of contractors out there. And this, more of a consumer good. If it were a TV that somebody could just go to Best Buy, easily dismount from the wall, and it was fairly light now, they could walk in and they're just gonna walk out with a new TV, and they're gonna send that TV back to service and maybe sell it as a remanufactured or something. This isn't going anywhere. And I don't know who that individual or what kind of company it might be that would repair this 3 to 5 years down the road if that company isn't there to support it. So that's a huge concern for me. If you're spending the $4,000 to $5,000, which is double what other resistance-based units go for right now, and it's cool and it has some cool features and it's super convenient. But if it breaks, it may just turn into artwork on the wall. So here's my way of exercising in the morning, and it just depends on whether I have 30 minutes or an hour. But I'll spend 5 miles at a high resistance on this Sunny unit of bike, because there's no cardio in the tonal. This thing's fairly inexpensive, and it has a desk, so I can continue to deal with emails and client concerns. And as long as you don't overdo it, you're not gasping for breath, you can probably pay attention to your workload pretty good. And then every depending on how fast you go and how excited you are, every 16 to 20 minutes you hop off of that and come over here. And what I do is I look at this number right here, the total volume next to the total reps. And I'm looking to get up to 5,000 pounds of volume in a single sitting. And I think for most adults, that's probably about as high as you want to go. There hasn't been a time since I was 16 that I couldn't bench 200 pounds. I know how to move some weight. If you're going for a lot more than that in a single sitting, you're probably going to strain yourself. So what I do is I sit down, I do one movement, and I continuously, and this is the biggest advantage of the tonal, I can continuously move to different movements, different muscle groups. I can do it safely, I can do it quick, it's super convenient, and I can go to that 5,000 pounds and then walk it off, do a couple laps around the house, sit down, do 5 miles, come back to this, do another 5,000 pounds, and if I have a full hour available, I might even make it to a total gross of 15,000 pounds of lifting and around 500 reps. But if I only have 15 minutes, well, or 15 or 20, then I'm gonna hit this real quick, do 5,000 pounds, and move on. So just a quick demo on some of the movements that I might do. I basically start with these in the high position, and I'll do 5,000 pounds that way. The next time around, I'll take these to the low position, which puts you in a position for all of your movements of pulling weight up, doing curls, that sort of thing. You could even lay down on the bench and do bench pressing while laid down. But you know, from up here, all you have to do is just put your weights where you want them to be and start some sort of movement. And you can change it up constantly, and this thing will continuously track how far your range of motion is and keep adding up those pounds until you get to your goal. And it's super simple, super easy, super safe. I do not regret buying the Tonal, and I hope in the future that I never do. And gosh, even if it totally breaks down and I can't find somebody clever to fix it, you know, it looks pretty cool. People ask about it. Well, that's it. See you next time. Nathan Thornberry.